Saying sorry is very important, and apologizing when you've wronged someone is very important. But in day-to-day life, there's actually two other words that are a lot more important and better in situations when we feel like we've upset someone. And by upset someone, I don't mean like you did something really, really horrible to them. It's just culturally and emotionally, we've just learned over time to just impulsively say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And it's almost like the more empathetic of a person you are, the more loving you are, the kinder you are, the more you just want someone to like you, the more you say sorry all the time. What happens there is when we're constantly living in a state of saying I'm sorry to people for the littlest things all day long, we're constantly living in a state of I'm wronging people. I've done things wrong, and people should not want to talk to me. They should be upset with me. And that's like not a fun space to live in. But on top of that, when you're saying sorry to people all the time, you're putting on them a state of like being angry, being upset, being wronged. And so you're putting both of you and the other person in a not ideal situation. So at those times, the better two words to use are thank you. And what I mean by that is like, if you're going to dinner with somebody and they got there on time and you got there late and you say, I'm sorry I'm late, instead, because when you say I'm sorry I'm late, it's like, I messed up, I'm in the wrong, you should be upset. And then you're telling them, you got here on time, like I let you down and you should be upset with me. But instead of saying that, you can say, thank you. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting on me. Thank you for having dinner with me. And when you do that, you empower them. You put them on a pedestal. You point out their strengths. You are letting them know you're acknowledging them, something they've done good or something you appreciate. And then you're in a state of gratitude and they're in a state of empowerment. And those are both positive states. So it's just like, I just think that's a wonderful practice. And I love that so much, to just, in these little things all day long, let's get ourselves out of this, like the world, like I've wronged the world and something's wrong with me and I suck, to like, I'm grateful for it all, and thank them for their strengths and acknowledge what they do well, and build us both up instead of putting us up both down. So the other thing I wanted to say about that really quick is this has happened to me a lot in my life, a lot. And it's probably happened to you a lot. I've had so many people say, I'm sorry for things that I'm not upset about, like that I'm not upset about at all. In fact, it wasn't even on my radar. Like there's been so many times someone says, oh, I'm sorry that I said this, or I'm sorry I did this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't even remember what you're talking about. They're like, yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. Like it was at that party and remember we were this, and I'm like, oh, I guess it didn't even bother me because I don't even remember it. And they're like, no, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, I'm really not upset. And they're like, no, I shouldn't have done that. And then all of a sudden, like, not only are they not empowering me, but I feel like insulted. And the reason I feel insulted sometimes is because I'm not the type of person to get easily upset like that. And I'm not the kind of person to notice things like that. And I love people unconditionally, and I accept everyone, and I'm not a judgmental person. And that's some things I love about myself. Like those, I have so many things that I wish I could, I'm not crazy about myself. We all do. Like I have negative self-talk, but that I'm proud of. I'm proud of. So when someone says, oh, I'm sorry, like for what I did, they're putting on me that it's something that I would get upset about when I don't get upset. And I try to make people feel as loved and accepted as I can when I love and accept them. So when they don't acknowledge that and they don't see that, it kind of hurts my feelings that they would think that I would be upset. So there's been times where people have said, I'm sorry, when I didn't even know what they were talking about. And then they say it over and over again. They're like, no, I saw your face. And I'm like, great, now I have facial expressions that look like I'm upset when I wasn't even upset. Like, great. Then all of a sudden, I do feel a little upset. But it's because I feel insulted that they look at me as the type of person that would be angry like that or petty like that or like stress, like allow stress in my life to let these little things bother me like that. Like, that's not who I am. So it's just so much more empowering for people when you can see them as beautiful, forgiving, amazing creatures instead of someone that just wants to condemn you and be mad at you all the time. Like, say thank you instead of saying I'm sorry on these day-to-day little things. Like, thank you for your strengths. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for loving me unconditionally. And I'm grateful instead of I'm sorry. So thank you for watching this video. If you like it, share it. If you've got some input, comment. And I thank you so much. Bye.